List of African players who changed nationality. 1. Alphonso Davies. African heritage, Liberian. Birth country, Ghana. Currently playing for Canada. Alphonso Boy Davies, born November 2, 2000, is a professional soccer player who plays as a left-back or winger for Bundesliga club Bayern Munich and the Canada national team. Considered one of the best fullbacks in the world, Davies has earned the nickname the Roadrunner for his exceptional pace, dribbling ability, and creativity. Backstory. However, the story of Bayern's defender is not easy. He was born in a refugee camp in Ghana to his Liberian parents, mother, Victoria, and father Dibia Davies. The player's parents were the victims of the Second Liberian Civil War, which forced them to migrate to Canada in 2005. At that time, he was just 5 years old. There he started representing Canada in different youth tournaments. He was even named the Canada U17 Male Player of the Year in 2016. Till then, he was not even an official citizen of Canada. It was on June 6 of 2017 that he was given Canadian citizenship. Which country is Davies playing for in 2024? Currently, Davies is playing for the national team of Canada. He has already represented his adopted nation, Canada, in different tournaments, including CONCACAF Gold Cup in 2017. He became the youngest player to appear for the Canada national team. By scoring 2 goals in a 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup match against French Guiana, he became the youngest player to score for the team, the youngest to score at the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and first player born in the 2000s to score at a top-level international tournament. He would go on to be named CONCACAF Men's Player of the Year in 2021 and 2022. Davies was called up to play in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, where he scored Canada's first ever World Cup goal. He is widely considered both the best player on and the face of the Canada national team. Davies is the first soccer player, and first Canadian, to become an ambassador for the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR. 2. Eduardo Camavinga. African heritage, Congolese. Birth country, Angola. Currently playing for France. Eduardo Selmi Camavinga, born November 10, 2002, is a professional footballer who plays as a midfielder for La Liga club Real Madrid and the France national team. Known for his athleticism, versatility, and technical ability, he usually plays as a central midfielder, but can also be deployed as a fullback and defensive midfielder. Camavinga was born in a refugee camp in Cabinda, Angola in 2002, to an Angolan Congolese father and a Congolese mother who fled the civil war in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He has 5 siblings. His family moved to France when he was 2. They eventually settled in Falgas, where he grew up. He did judo for a time before giving it up to focus solely on football. In 2013, the Camavinga's house was burned down, destroying most of the family's property. Camavinga stated that this was a source of motivation that pushed him to pursue a career in football and help his family. On October 31, 2019, Camavinga obtained French nationality, benefiting from the collective effect connected to the naturalization of his father. Until then, Camavinga had been a national of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 6 days later, he was selected to represent France's under-21 team for games against Georgia and Switzerland, after Matteo Guendouzi was called up to the senior team. On August 27, 2020, Camavinga was called up to play on France's senior team after Paul Pogba was sidelined by a positive COVID-19 test. He became, in the process, the youngest player to be called up to the French senior team since René Girard in 1932, who was only 17 years, 9 months and 17 days old. On September 8, he debuted in a 4-2 win against Croatia in the UEFA Nations League, replacing N'Golo Kanté midway through the second half. In doing so, he became the youngest player to play for the France national team, following Maurice Gastiga in 1914 at 17 years, 9 months, and 29 days old. On October 7, 2020, Camavinga made his first start for France in a 7-1 win against Ukraine, where he scored his first international goal, opening the scoring with an overhead kick. This made him the youngest goal scorer for France since Maurice Gastiga in 1914. 3. Wilfried Zaha. African heritage, Ivory Coast. Birth country, Ivory Coast. Currently playing for Ivory Coast, previously played for England. Desert Wilfried Amor Zaha, born November 10, 1992, is a professional footballer who plays as a left winger or a forward for Super League club Galatasaray and the Ivory Coast national team. Zaha can play as a forward or as a winger, usually on the left where he can cut inside with his right foot. He offers more threat. The speed, athleticism and unpredictable movement of the Zaha-Townsend axis is more difficult for opponents to contain. Born in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, Zaha moved with his family, including his 8 siblings, to Taunton Heath in the London borough of Croydon, at age 4. He played football at school, and joined the Crystal Palace Academy aged 8. Zaha returned to Palace in August 2014 on a season-long loan, before rejoining the club on a permanent basis in February 2015. He went on to play a further 8 seasons with the club, becoming their 10th highest all-time goal scorer before transferring to Galatasaray in 2023. Born in the Ivory Coast, Zaha grew up in England from age 4. He made his debut for the England national team in 2012, appearing in 2 non-competitive matches, the latter of which came in 2013. After not playing for England for 4 years, he switched to play for Ivory Coast ahead of the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. On November 27, 2016, the Ivorian Football Federation confirmed that Zaha had sent correspondence to FIFA to switch his international football allegiance from England to the Ivory Coast. In response to this development, England manager Gareth Southgate indicated he would try to dissuade Zaha from changing allegiance due to his consistent club form. In January, Zaha was named in the Ivory Coast squad for the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. He made his first international start and scored his first goal in a 3-0 win. Zaha was also called up for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. He scored 2 goals at the tournament, one in a 4-1 win over Namibia in the final group game, and the game's only goal in the last 16 match against Mali. Wilfried Zaha was omitted from the Ivorian squad for this AFCON 2023 by their French manager Jean-Louis Gasset. So instead of lining up against Nigeria in front of a 60,000-strong crowd in Abidjan, the city of his birth, he will be preparing for Galatasaray's Turkish Cup tie against second-tier Omraniespor.